I'm Dr. Janine Krause, and today I'm going to talk about testing your cellular metabolism. Now that might sound kind of strange to, why would I want to test that? Well, think about all of the different supplements out there on the market that are touting their miracles for energy, fatigue, anti-aging. Well, wouldn't it be nice if you knew what amount of those things you should be taking instead of just, this brand looks good, I like the label. That's how I shop for wine. I like labels. I'm like, great, I'm going to grab that. I'm guessing most people will shop for supplements very similar. Why? Because if you go to your local supplement store and there's like 800 B-complex vitamins and you're going, yeah, I want some energy. I heard B-complex was great for energy. And then you've got 20 different brands. Well, I don't know. You either ask somebody or you hem and haw about, well, I'm going to go with the one with the highest amount of them. But what if that's too much of a certain vitamin or mineral for you? Well, that could cause some serious problems as well. Now, a lot of times I hear in my practice, oh, it's natural, it won't hurt you. Yes, it can. Vitamins, minerals, and herbs are medicines. They're just like pharmaceuticals. They can hurt you, and especially at too low or too high of a dose. So I target exactly what people need. I use a company called Genova Diagnostics. They're out of North Carolina, and they have a test called the Nutra Eval. What it does is it looks at cellular metabolism. What is cellular metabolism? Well, have you ever heard someone say, my metabolism is so slow? That's what they're referring to. But what it is taking all of the nutrients that you break down. So your carbohydrates, your fats, and your proteins, breaking them down to little teeny tiny molecules, and then using them for energy. So it's your body's process of grabbing these molecules and bringing them into a cell and using them efficiently to create energy. Now there's something called the Krebs cycle, otherwise known as the TCA or the citric acid cycle. This is a cycle that each and every one of our cells goes through to create energy, to sustain itself, to repair itself. And what it does is each part of that cycle is dependent on certain B vitamins and certain magnesium and minerals in terms of cofactors. And so wouldn't it be nice to know if you're extremely fatigued, or say you have pain, or say you're not able to lose weight? Wouldn't it be really nice to know what the heck's hanging up in that cycle versus going to your local supplement shop and just picking and choosing? I sure heck would love to just steam head and just go steam right to the exact answer versus picking and choosing and spending months upon months just guessing on certain amounts of vitamins or minerals. And so the fast track to figuring out your cellular metabolism, so the idea here is getting your body to run as efficiently as possible. Cellular metabolism is key to efficiency in our body. And so the way to do that, to fast track that, is to get a test done that looks at your cellular metabolism. Now, there are other companies out there besides Genova Diagnostics. I just happen to mention them because that's the one that I commonly use in my practice. But nevertheless, they're helping us to figure out how efficient are your cells. If you're fatigued, if you are moody, if you're depressed, you're anxious, if you are not able to lose weight, these are issues, warning lights, that are telling you your cellular metabolism is off. Something is hanging up. It's also a key component in the matter of folks who are busting their butts at the gym. You're going to CrossFit or you're going to the gym, and day in, day out, you're pushing yourselves to your limits, and that weight just stays the same. Inefficient cellular metabolism. And it could be a couple other factors like cortisol, and I will talk about that in another blog post. But cellular metabolism is the key component to making energy for our body. It's our source of energy. First, of course, I've already talked about in my other blogs, digestion. Got to be able to digest foods, to break them down into their little key components for us to utilize them as energy. But once we break down those foods and we get them to the cells, now the cells have to be able to efficiently use all of those nutrients. And so fast tracking your way to figuring out are your cells efficient is doing a little bit of cellular metabolism testing. And so the Genova Diagnostics Nutra-Eval is usually where I start on that pathway to figure out what the heck's going on in that department. So that's the other component of your manual. to create going, okay, my body has a difficulty taking X, Y, and Z and creating energy. Okay, now I know what to do to recreate that. And yes, could that change as you age and say maybe you take the test once in your 30s and you might have to redo it again in your 50s? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because the owner's manual is something that, unlike a car, our owner's manual is a little bit dynamic. It changes a little bit. It's not a static book. And so it's good to keep up with your health, keep on top of things. And one great way to figure out what's happening inefficiently on the cellular level is to do a cellular metabolism test. And so I'm Dr. Janine Krause, and I've just discussed the cellular metabolism testing, and that's one key component to figuring out your owner's manual. Stay tuned for my next episode talking about genetic testing, another valuable test to figure out your owner's manual. Thanks for watching.